Welcome everyone to today's event on CGC tournament. Today I have Mr. Podcast with me again, and this is a pretty surprise casting for us. I wasn't expecting to cast a game tonight until 20 minutes ago, and now here we are. So Mr. Podcast, welcome again.
Good evening, buddy. How are you doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I was actually streaming like an hour ago, and now
Yes.
this happens. We just had to go back on Danirai versus Eneren. And
This is
I'm
gonna
already
be fun.
excited.
It will be a fun matchup. Let's don't await the players and just click on start.
Yep.
So let's quickly talk about the decks. I see for Danirai we have Townsfolk, which is a deck we saw yesterday. A Shook Cambi deck and Northern Realms Koyan. That might be my favorite deck in whole tournament. On the other side we have Eneren with Shiro, Double Desert Bro and Monsters Only Gold. Now let's check the bans actually. Can you tell me which decks are banned? I can't switch on Discord sadly. Also, welcome everyone.
The decks that are banned for Danirai, he banned Eneren's Precision Strike deck, and Eneren has banned Danirai's Pincer Maneuver deck.
So we will not see we will not see Northern Realms Koyan. That's a shame. That's a really shame.
Who would
happy.
have imagined two tier 1 decks staying in the play and one tier 2 gets the ban? Although I still feel Cohen is very, very underrated for someone who actually knows how to use the card. And in this tournament like this, I do feel that Cohen can actually be very, very, very good.
Yes, that card flipping too much makes me worried that we are in the wrong place.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe they are in the wrong place. Let's see. Let's wait for a bit.
I think there is so much place to be in this tournament, client. So definitely one of us is in the wrong place. But yeah, also welcome Ash. Great to see you here. Also, Ash is a newbie streamer. Try to help him. I have been in a couple of his streams. Just a lovely guy. Okay, so let me do that. Perfect. When the players are ready, we will be good to go. Maybe they are ready actually. We can't know in this situation.
Yeah, I just send them a message and see what happens. Hey Shinobi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Did Shinobi actually start streaming?
Yes, he did. I was watching him for the last 2 days. I think he's actually doing a great job with streaming. It's just streams are fluent. He explains whatever he does on the game. I really think he's doing a great job with it.
No, let's give this lovely fellow a follow then.
I would definitely recommend that.
Yep.
So, did you get any answer from the players? Are we in the wrong place?
I started, still waiting it seems. Oh, come on. Ooh.
Yeah, that's just casual client things. Thank you, Manuel. Try not to redeem the Teach Me Turkish today because we are casting. I will not be able to do that. But yeah, thanks for the kind words. If both players, okay, we are going.
There we go.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I also forgot to open games music. And I hope, did we wait too much on the screen? Okay, no. Everything is fine. We see Trial Leader against Blind Buckers. Let's see which decks they are playing because I have no idea. So Danirai is playing Townsfolk, I believe, and for Eneren we see Monster Only Gold deck.
Yes, that is accurate.
Townsfolk is a deck that we saw yesterday, but we didn't really see the combo because there was a really successful bleed in round 2. It was just a pretty devastating game for Townsfolk deck, but maybe it will be different today.
Quite true, and I do feel like there is a good chance here for Eneren to push Danirai if he uses his hands, his current hand successfully. Let's see though.
So just like it its name. This is a only gold monsters deck, and I think it's much of a just smork deck without a major game plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a Nova deck with Golden Necker. What is Eneren deciding here? I'm really curious. Oh, Maxi. So this is the order, and not finding Nova might hurt, and I believe no direct tutor for it.
He has that knickers there, so that's an easy pick to put on the bottom of
Yes.
the deck.
Actually, I mean, Knickers is gonna thin your deck anyway, so maybe you can put something else that you don't want. Maybe Xavier, I don't know. Because Dogo will come out anyways. We also see the tax collector as first play as expected. Let's see, so many options for Eneren, and I think, like I said, this is just a Yoink deck, so no need to think that much even. Ada is Striga is available to kill tax collector right now with dominance. It damages by 4. But we see Mysterious Puzzle Box being played. And let's see what Eneren goes with. I mean, this is a Golden Necker deck while the other one is not. So if Danirai really wants this, he can get the thing from the box. Let's see. We see the Disciple played as expected again. You just need to set up these engines. And Danirai is also deciding what he wants to put in the box. And it goes to Eneren. But I actually didn't realize what was switched. It was so quick. I think it was Arcane Tome, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that was definitely Arcane Tome.
Okay, so this is already taking an interesting turn, as Eneren is actually starting to get a bit ahead here. Danirai is still trying to get a few coins there in order to build up his engines. He does have thinning options, he does have his spenders, and one of his engines, coin engine production, is already gone. Okay,
Yep.
Eneren here is not taking any any prisoners.
Yes.
He's definitely going in to push Danirai as much as possible.
As we expected, the Striga was played on the tax collector to turn the engine off. And when you are Eneren, I mean, every single card you have is gold, so you can't actually overcommit here, I believe. And against Danirai really needs to win first round. We saw that yesterday. When you don't win the first round, it's just devastating. So if Danirai gets out of first round alive and not, if he doesn't commit so much, he might be fine. But right now, I would say monster deck is a bit favored because it includes more control with locks and all that kind of stuff. It will be interesting to see.
And not only that, that control can also be very beneficial in later rounds as well. So I'm not really sure if everything has to be committed now, but I do think that Eneren here is in a very good position.
This thing from the box is also a nice addition because you can just actually you can't. I thought that you could consume it with Ozreal, but it has Doom. So as long as you don't purify it, it doesn't work.
No, but it's a great option to just help with tempo and with a possible bleed in round 2. And in his deck, he still has a lot of good things. He still has Pogo Boombreaker, the Beast, the rest of the Chrome, Steel series there, a lot of engines that can be used in both short and long rounds.
For Shadowender, we see the options of Confession, Purge, and Payday, and he goes for the Confession. And we see the Flying Redanian out finally.
That extractor will be very beneficial at some point.
Now, Eneren passes actually interesting choice here. From what we saw, you really need to win round 1 against this Townsfolk deck. Otherwise, it can be a huge problem. And here, Danirai is thinning the deck, and he will be able to make it in this turn, I will guess. And in a long round 3, Danirai might be actually favored.
Eneren was actually pretty smart about this. He forced Danirai to go 2 cards down, essentially not allowing him to do a bleed in round 2. He will have to dry pass. If he doesn't, that's going to be very, very difficult for Danirai to actually get something out of it, I do feel, unless he commits a lot. And if he does that, what kind of cards will he have in round 3? I don't know.
Well, let's see how much Danirai will mind not bleeding, because if he gets his combo in a long round 3, I think he will do fine. And with Danirai deck, it's just point slam, point slam, point slam, and in a long round, it might be a bit slow against this syndicate list. Because also there is no Ozra setup for Ozra right now. Maybe Pugo in this turn will be a good shot for it, yeah. We can set up your Ozrael. It's actually a nice find for Eneren.
Okay, that
Let's
Puko
see.
is already set up in the graveyard.
Maybe Naglfar is an option to play here, just so you can put a gold in the gold you want. The gold you want, you can put it on top of your deck.
Yeah, it would be a good option to get the summoning circle. Oh,
that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
Oh, the summoning circle. Oh my god, that's gonna be a very good setup for Eneren here. Yeah, especially if he triggers it now, he can probably just have something come out of there we go. He
Let's
can
see
probably
what
set
he
up
triggers.
something to come out from his graveyard. What will that be? Maybe the werewolf?
Definitely
I don't
might
think
be.
Siri?
He goes for the
Okay.
werewolf, and the
Yeah.
important part here is not breaking into werewolf, obviously. In
Yep.
mulligans, that can be a huge problem. Let's see how the draws will go. And in a 10 card round 3, who you think is favorite here?
Okay, the vial is back. Verification in hand for Eneren.
Mulligan's a thinning card and it comes back.
It doesn't want to go away from Danirai's hand, does it?
Really doesn't want to go away, and Danirai doesn't take the last mulligan, and Eneren is thinking he has the options of if he takes a mulligan, there's a high chance, not a high chance, but there's a chance he breaks into alpha werewolf, and I don't think he wants that, so he doesn't take the last mulligan either.
Makes sense.
Definitely makes sense. So that's
he still has
Summoning
Golden
Circle.
Necker there, so it does make sense to keep something anyway in the in his deck that he can maybe get from the Golden Necker.
We have artifact special and unit for Golden Necker, so that hopefully will not be a problem for Eneren. Let's see, the setup from Danirai will be really interesting to watch here. He has one townsfolk and Igor to spam the townsfolk. Sorry for the English pronunciation today. It's super late and I wasn't expecting this.
No worries, buddy. The problem here, though, for Danirai is that Parasite is still in hand, and that Lock is still in hand, and you can have a possible Whispers for 6 damage if Brewers is played first. So that's 3 different ways of dealing with that Idoran. So the real question here is, when should Danirai play Idoran in order for him to get the most value, or at least to be sure that he can stick on the field? That's a very, very tricky situation that Danirai needs to deal with.
That's a really good shot that Whispers can kill the Igor. Maybe Danirai is trying to, actually not. I thought that he was trying to bait the Imke for Whispers, but he shielded it, so I think not. There's also an option of Parasite always for Idaran, so Idaran might not be safe here. This will be really interesting to watch. This Syndicate Townsfolk deck in a long run tree just like it wants. Let's see. There is a option for Ludovicus something. This guy.
Ludovicus.
Yes.
Ludovicus Brannenbaum. I said
There's
that with the German accent, did I?
yeah, that was perfect. That was just perfect accent. So there's two controls in Eneren's hand, and I believe one will go to this guy and other one probably will be Eneren. So he needs to hold on to that controls. And we also see Alpha Werewolf out. Actually, I thought that Summoning Circle was sticking on field, but apparently it doesn't. It just disappears after the unit comes out. That's also good to know.
Okay.
First Townsfolk is out.
So Danirai very intelligently gets that townsfolk on the board and uses a couple of his leader charges in order to push him out of range of both the Whispers and the Parasite.
Now, Townsfolk is out of range and we are likely to see Igor next round maybe Idaran first. It will be interesting to see. Also, Igor is likely to get controlled. I mean, there's so many options that you want to control in this Townsfolk deck, and Eneren only has access to 2 control here, so Danirai can still end up having major points even after control, because you can't just control everything.
The most important cards here for Danirai at this given point in time is Idoran and Igor. Both are at 6, and both of them will not survive because Eneren has already 2 solutions for both of those cards. So whatever happens, unfortunately for Danirai, it's going to be very difficult to get the full value from both. But let's see, he's going to try to do it. Let's see how he can...
butterflies.
Yeah.
Oh, he puts Igor just to boost it and get it out of the control range. That's a really smart play to do. That's a really smart play to do.
That was the way to do it. That was exactly the way to do it. And he chose Igor over Idaran. Let's see if that's gonna be the proper way to go here.
Let's find out. From what I see, basically, Idaran doesn't make any sense if Igor gets controlled, but if you get Igor without Idaran, it still works somehow. So that was probably the best choice Danirai could make. We also see Golden Necker being played here, and it brings artifact compression to lock Townsfolk. That will be really important.
And there goes the Igor.
We see the second Townsfolk on the board.
Yep.
But the interesting part is there's only one way Danirai gets coins every turn, and it's Imke. So even when Townsfolks are on the board, they might not generate that much points. This will be a tricky one. So yeah, leader definitely does best, and now Townsfolk is out of control range here with Parasite and Whispers. And
perfectly done. There goes Igor. That Aparian Phantom Order was there to save the day.
Maybe Danirai could click on Igor or Igor, I'm not sure. Igor. Before end of turn, just to spam one more, but he is a pro player, I'm not, so that was probably the best play.
Okay, so 2 out of 3 townsfolk are still on board, still live. Their only way of getting some value are from Imke right now. Leader charges are all gone, and with 2 coins generated from Imke, basically you only get 1 shot on the townsfolk, which is not too efficient, but it has to do the trick for him now.
Let's see.
That professor can be some form of control and a source for coins, but other than that, he doesn't have any other spenders.
Exactly.
He has coin generation, but he hasn't got any spenders. While Eneren doesn't need to care about spenders because he just slam points
Yeah, and then I just
and he
passes here
passes.
because you don't have any spend. Only way you spend here is on Imki and it just gains a
Mm-hmm.
shield. So you can gain shields 5,000 times, but it doesn't matter. So
Yep.
Danirai realizes that he lost here and passes. So it's 1-0 for Eneren here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, Melissa. So if Igor gets controlled, Idaran doesn't matter. But without Idaran, Igor can still do something by itself.
Whoa, that was a bit unexpected. Eneren handled the game very, very good there.
Yeah,
He
he did.
won round one very convincingly. He made sure that Danirai will be forced to dry pass in round two, so he avoided any bleeding there, and he used all of his cards in round three in the most efficient way in order to control Danirai's townsfolk, not allow him to do his play, not allow him to swarm the board or set up a lot of his engines, and he took the game very convincingly. It was very, very good try.
Now, after first game, Danirai has townsfolk and Shroop deck left, and Eneren still has. I don't know what was banned from Eneren, actually.
Eneren, Eneren actually has Araka Swarm now, which
Perfect.
it should be the Swarmy list. Let me see, because we still haven't updated the list for all the players who are going
Yeah,
to be playing.
that's
And we had this going on.
that's why I was struggling, but we are moving on to next
Let
game.
me
Yesterday I
see.
was casting my teammates game. Now I'm casting a guy that I like so much, so I'm hopefully I will not be biased still.
Okay, so it's actually the Araka Swarm that Eneren is playing is actually the double bro deck, which includes the Dulak Money and Runeright inside the deck list. It's a very, very, very interesting deck list and a very, very annoying one because it does have the ability to kind of outsmart you if you know how to play it.
Okay, so tournament client was making problems, so we are not gonna see the leader ability of the players, but Danirai is on blue coin with Skellige Cambi deck, while Eneren is on red coin with Araka Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because they forfeited there with the client that wanna be Pepeka, but it's okay.
tournament client is just like that. I mean, we can't really do anything about that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. At least we can see the spectators.
Yes, yes.
So we can
Today
update people
I don't
for
know if you
everything.
saw, but on the official cast for top 16, the board was completely black. Like it was like cards were like flying. It was just messed up. So I'm pretty grateful with what I see right now. It's not even bad compared to that one.
Yeah, and as Decode is saying in chat right now, both of these lists are actually acid banning lists. So it's basically like a mirror match of all acid banning lists that he made for the tournament, which
Well
is
done,
kind of
Acid
funny.
Bunny.
Which is kind of funny because both of these lists are very, very, very fun to play.
Well done, and thanks for bringing us this lovely decks.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Eneren is
There
playing
goes.
Endrega Warrior into more Swarm here. So I don't really know actually what this deck aims to do because I didn't have time to check since the casting was pretty surprising for me.
Yeah, basically, Double Desert Bros was a deck that its main focus was to play Rune Right twice, right? You have to make the combo twice. That was the base idea for it. But it also has a lot of other options into it for high tempo plays and also some very good finishers. For example, we have Glasty in this deck, we have Frighten and Dorman in this deck, we have Mamuna in this deck, which combined with Griffin plays for a heck of a lot of points. And Eneren here is already setting up his Griffin and for his Mamuna for later on.
We see Snowdrop being dropped actually. That I think that's a huge piece of the deck. With all the discards, drawing cards, and we see it on the board. Let's see what he will put back in deck. There is also a Coral, Birna for the tuning options. I think it looks great. This is a perfect, this might be the perfect starting hand for Danirai here.
I agree with you. He has a lot of tempo as well. He can probably... It will probably be very difficult for Eneren to keep ahead here. Well, since Eneren is on red coin, he has the ability, he has the luxury not to win this round, especially with this deck, but we will see.
Goes for the scenario as expected.
Yep.
Let's see. Actually, let me put the names on stream so we will see who is who.
Okay, and the behemoth drops on the board, and immediately Danirai plays the coral. He knows exactly what he's going to be doing now. He has already have the plan laid out in his mind. He doesn't really care what Eneren is doing. He's just doing his own thing.
Okay, now we have the names on stream.
Excellent.
So we will not mess it up. Perfect. Also, everyone, sorry for the English again. I'm just not on my day today. I don't know what I'm saying.
Relax, bro. Relax. Don't worry about it.
So let's see. We see Burner Brand being played with quite some options. So I think this part of deck is just untouchable. So it has to be choose between that tree, and this tree is also a pretty key part in this deck. So it's not a surprise to see the other two will being discarded.
And there we have the pass.
Eneren passes and Danirai takes the first round.
It's extremely difficult if you have the appropriate first hand. It's extremely difficult for a lot of decks to be able to compete with that, especially if Snowdrop is allowed to get those passive points from every card drawn. So Danirai gets the first round here. Let's see what he's gonna do in the second round. I am suspecting a bleed, but how brave will he be with this bleed?
We get the first boy for the Rune Rights combo. Praetor is also mulligan.
We'll see.
And yeah, both of the boys are in the hand, so this will be fun to watch. On the other side, there's a dry pass, which actually makes sense. Arcas Nest is being played. And another long run tree. This will be interesting to watch.
Okay, I was kind of expecting Danirai to go for maybe a soft bleed here, but he chose not to. Well, he knows best.
Definitely, I can't question any play Danirai makes. I'm just extra careful about that. And here comes the Morkvark. That might not be. That's probably not gonna be a problem with Camby. You just play this tree.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's a perfect Camby target.
It can be your last card, and it's set up perfectly in his hand as well. Shoop there. We've got the Mahakamel as well. Okay, with the scenario, Mashi Truffle as well in hand. This is a very, very good hand.
Just imagine if Danirai plays Camby while the Glasty Warp is the rightmost card for Eneren.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, I also don't think that's gonna happen, but that would be so funny.
It will be. It will be. But here is something that is also funny. That Glasty over there has the ability to get a lot of points. The real question is how will Eneren set up his board in a way that he will be able to maximize the effect of Glasty and get as many points as possible.
We see Geta being played, which is actually a great scenario.
A great way of using the Tainted Ale is to set up some of your opponent's cards into making them like a 1-point card. I do think that Danirai probably is going to be expecting this, so he will try to find a way to outplay that specific faction. But let's see how they do that.
let's see what Eneren decides to play here. There's an option of Blood Moon. Crimson Curse, sorry. Basically Blood Moon. Our Archspore is being played. Other copy is still in the deck. This is, I believe, Mashi Truffle for the other druid. So scenario here makes so much points by itself.
Yes. Usually meme decks like this, the scenario is there for the sole purpose of helping out in winning round 1 or defending round 2. You don't usually see it in round 3 because most of the times you have to play it in order to win round 1 or survive the bleed. But in this situation, Danirai actually managed to use it in round 3, and this is going to make him a lot of points. He has still 3 more alchemy cards in hand. Every time those cards are going to be played, that's going to be double value for both of his Crow Clan creatures.
Let's see what happens. So Tainted Ale was played perfectly for controlling the smaller Crow Clan creature. Let's see, Crimson Curse is being played on front row for 5 turns.
If he can set up those crows into 1-point crows, he might even play that Glasty early. There is not really a huge control option, guarantee control option on Danirai's side. Maybe something from Shoot, but there's going to be a lot of randomness in that.
Yeah, yes. There are still 3 alchemy cards in hand. So I mean, this still makes so much points as a Gedi deck. And also there will be extra options for Shoop and Cambi.
Okay, so
for Shoop, I think the best option is yes. Boosting by 4.
Okay, Shoop Knight and goes into the boost option, fair enough. He went for the maximum points here, Danny, right?
That basically played for 14 points. No, not 14. 12 points, yes. Even more drone swarm here. So actually crows can be a pretty good glass orb target if they are on bleeding. Just like this one. And I also think that scenario with Morkvark and Glasswar might happen through Cambi. Because I feel like Candy's showing that right now.
This is going to be a very, very interesting development. These next 2 cards probably will... the next 2 turns for both of players are going to basically set up what's going to happen in the end. Danirai still ahead, 21 points, has that Cambi in hand. So Eneren has to think about, there is a good chance that I won't play my last cards. So he needs to take advantage of that. I would expect that he will probably keep Manticore Venom and play Glasssteward right before the end.
Now, the second Eneren doesn't play Glasssteward here, he might be in a big danger here with Cambi. It's just too risky right now. And he's aware of that. His opponent plays Cambi and still doesn't play Glasssteward and goes for the greed. Now we have the Desert Treasure. He might just wait on that or just click instantly, but that's gonna be interesting because if we see Cambi on Morkvark and Glasssteward, I don't think Eneren recovers from that.
Nope, not in a million years.
Now let's see if Danirai plays Cambi or not.
Exactly.
Because there's still an option to play Mardrum and he actually doesn't take Cambi here.
So this is definitely Eneren's last shot in playing Glasty. If he doesn't play Glasty, that's gonna be problematic.
I think matchup is already a problem for Eneren since there's a huge point gap, but that will be even more problematic. Let's see. Glasssteward plays for a decent amount of points here.
With 29 points, the difference in points, the gap in points is still increasing. So he either does it now or he basically just doesn't have a chance in this game. He has a few leader charges. He can use the Tainted Ale to set up something, although that will be a bit difficult. Actually, no, now that I say it doesn't. he can't set up anything with the Tainted Ale, so his only option is basically just play Glassed and see what happens.
That's not the worst option you can get from Desert Warrior. That's a decent one, I would say. So you definitely need to play Glass Warp here, and maybe you somehow make enough points. I'm not sure, but he doesn't go for it. Sad.
Okay. No, he tried to do the setup. He tried to set up something else, but Danirai is just prepare for it. He's not gonna let it go. There we go.
So that can be on Glassy Warp happened in the end.
Yeah.
But that was a good game. So it's 1-1 for both sides now. This will be interesting, really interesting game 3.
It was a very, very interesting idea there from Eneren to just keep it as long as possible in his hand, hoping that Danirai doesn't have the Kambi. He used that Venom in order to try and set up as many targets as possible. It was his only choice, to be honest with you. The gap was too big. He needed the points. So he just went, all greedy and tried to take fully advantage of what he has, hoping that Danirai was unlucky and Kambi wasn't in his hand. Well, too bad for him. Danirai was ready.
Let's move on to next game. So we know the matchup for this game. It's gonna be... Okay, let's think. It's gonna be Townsfolk versus the deck we just saw.
Double Desert Bros. That's the official name of the deck. Apologies for that. I am kind of well known for making up stupid names for decks.
Well, I can't really call that stupid. I think that's a really accurate name because they are basically the Desert Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's Townsfolk versus... Finally, client doesn't act stupid, so we can watch the game as it's intended.
Yep.
Let's see. So again, Eneren is on blue coin, Townsfolk is on red. Townsfolk obviously needs to win this first round, and red coin might be good for that. Let's see, Eneren didn't take a mulligan yet. He's thinking through it. What I wonder is, how does this Arc Spore gets consumed? By Endrega Warrior. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Endrega Warrior.
That makes sense. So let's see how much Danirai will push in this round. In the previous game, he actually had the best setup possible. He had a long run 3 with the cards that he actually wanted. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen for him, but there was a decent amount of controls by Eneren in that matchup. So I think it's a bit decreased in this one. So Danirai will be more comfortable with setting his stuff up. And we see Frightener in first turn.
He has the options there to consume, so he might go for it and consume in this round and get the value from the Frightener.
Yeah,
Acid Bunny just saying in the chat that the point of this deck is to kill one and consume after using the double Desert Bros. Renew the one that is in the graveyard so you have double Desert Bros. That's the main combo in this deck. Of course, you're fully flexible to use it in any other way you see fit. You have options for the renew there. And in all honesty, in some situations, you can have more points in doing other things in order to get those points specifically that you need in order to get your game.
So we see Townsfolk being played here in first round, which is an interesting play. Danirai obviously wants to fight for first round, which is really important in this deck, and Eneren is aware of it. I think that's why he played Frightener in first round, just slamming it. There's still an option of Curse Scroll for Eneren to fix his hand if he doesn't want to play anything in this situation, but Griffin will probably be tasty on this row, just easy play.
And Griffin is there. With Griffin, he sets up both the Griffin in the graveyard for Mamuna, but also triggering that Frightener to pop out. And that's going to be quite a lot of points for him. 20 points because one of the drones is going to be gone. So it's 20 points play right there.
That will be interesting. So just slamming this card to get 9 coins is a really Chad move to do.
Yeah.
But
he
really, this
he
deck's problem is spenders. I think without Sea Jackal
there
and
we go.
Jack the Aldersberg, it's just super hard to spend the coins you got. And Curse Scroll is being used right now.
I'm very curious to see if he can actually take advantage of that Brunenbaum being on board. So those 9 coins on the timer, how is he gonna be able to trigger those? He has Royal Decree, so he can get maybe a Sea Jackal from his deck, or I don't know. That's the only viable, I would say, solution.
That's, I don't know. We saw the Townsfolk deck back to back in 2 days, and it didn't perform well so far. I hope. I don't. Let's don't say that I hope, but it might be interesting to see something changing. Also, welcome Munchies and Ash. Great to see you too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not really sure. There were changes in the Townsfolk deck. This is the newest version, because Team Viper decided that it would be best to make a few changes in order to make the deck a bit more consistent. So they made a few changes into it.
Yeah, that definitely looks better. It's more viable.
But the real question is how he's going to be able to stay, Danirai, how is he going to be able to stay close to Eneren here?
Now, it looks like Eneren is aware of that. He needs to win first round against Danirai here.
And that was a great brawler coming out of his Shady Ventor. He got that spender that he needed very much. He can keep the Royal Decree for later on.
That's a really good pull from Shady Vendor. Now, that was not a good option for Spenders here, and this brawler is just perfect for him. And
there we go. He goes ahead with a full pouch and that flying Redanian coming out of the deck at the perfect moment.
Now let's see how much Eneren will fight for the first round. This will be interesting to see.
Now the tables have turned, and already Danirai is now the one who's pushing Eneren into passing and getting a very nice win in round 1.
Yes, let's see. And Eneren actually low rolls that super high.
Oh my god, though. He got a bit unlucky because Puko Boombreaker actually targeted the Griffin, so he lost a few points there.
I hope he doesn't get tilted from that, because if that was me, I would just go mad.
Yeah, it's all RNG, bro. It's all RNG, and this time it wasn't on the side of Eneren.
Reapers is for this Manticore Venom card.
Okay, he uses
Looks like
the
he's aiming for back row.
Manticore Venom.
Actually, no. I think maybe this is the best spot you can use, so you can have a good. Perfectly done.
Okay.
Now even more targets for Glassborg if he really needs to fight for this round.
But if he goes with Glasty now, he's gonna be losing a very good. Oh, he goes.
He goes with the Glass.
God.
That's a really big commitment for round control. And I honestly think that's the right decision, because he obviously can't play Mamona here. There's not a single good target in the graveyard. And Glassborg wins him the round, gets the round control for him. Now he can do his bleeding. I mean, Igor is in the hand. If that card is bled, so many options for Danirai is gone, and also a short round for this card is not great. So I really believe getting the round control in this deck was the best choice he could make.
The way I see this now, I probably tend to agree with your with what you're saying. And he's gonna be bleeding.
Yes.
Eneren is gonna be bleeding. That Mamuna will play for a lot of points, so he's gonna try to take away a lot of possible good cards from Danirai. Let's see. I'm very interested to see how this will turn out.
So there's a possible line here. You just play every single card. You have even full leader, and next round you just draw these two and win the game. Because short round with this deck will be a pain for Danirai.
He won't have the ability to swarm his deck, so not Too many points, not too many engines.
Let's see. Arakas Behemoth is a good enough option, but he plays the Mamuna first. Probably goes for Griffin. Yep.
Oh,
Actually, no. He can't 2-0 from here with Arakas, right?
he can.
Yeah, actually, most definitely can.
He can.
So this is looking quite problematic for Danirai. Let's see how it goes.
Unless there is that Jax in the deck and Royal Decree is in hand for Danirai, so I'm not sure.
Jack the
Danirai's-
Aldersberg is really in reach here. That can be played by Danirai. Let's see if Eneren decides to pass here or just go all in. If he goes all in, he definitely gets all the cards out. Maybe not, I don't know. But in a shorter round 3 without Jack the Aldersberg, I think he's a big favorite in this matchup. Let's see. I think Eneren is doing great so far.
It's a big decision for Eneren. That behemoth will give him a few points, and he can also go full leader. And yeah, he goes full leader in there. Let's go.
That's the play I like to see. And he
Let's
actually doesn't go full leader, he just does enough.
Oh my god. And he keeps the rest of his leaders. 28 points. Can he do it?
That has to be Jack Del. That's actually Idaran.
Oh.
Is that even enough by any chance?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's enough.
4-8. I think it's enough. Yeah, it is actually enough with Sea Jackal.
Is it?
Yeah, it definitely is. If he doesn't spend, it's definitely enough. I didn't do the math if he spends, but if he doesn't, that's definitely enough. Yeah, it's still enough, even if he spends.
Okay. That Igor there was basically the thing that saved him. Oh my god.
So if Eneren uses all leader here, it's an easy 2-0 for him. But he didn't go.
Ooh.
So he also saves Jack the Aldersberg, which is insane. We see the first Resort guy, and this is the second one, so already
my
the
god,
combo.
look at that. Double Desert Bros in hand.
And instantly, they were the first 2 cards that he drew. This is gonna be fun. What do they have left? So basically for Danirai, it's Jack the Aldersberg and Professor, nothing else important. And for Eneren, there is Desert Bros. So basically, this might just depend on what Eneren pulls from the Desert Bros. That is gonna be fun to watch.
With what they got here, maybe Eneren could have used Renew on the Glassty and the leader to get a few more points. But I think both of them got very, very good hands.
Well, one thing is obvious, and this is going to be a great match. Let's see.
Last 2 cards. Let's see who wins this.
Also, Jack the Aldersberg as a spender will play a huge role here. It's just it can generate so much points, and imagine, so Danirai puts all the points on Jack the Aldersberg with coins, and Eneren finds the Igni or Geralt or any type of toll removal. How crazy that would be!
They will be very, very crazy.
Actually, gap will be quite huge here with Professor being played.
Okay, 28-10.
Let's see. This is going to be intense.
What will he get? Let's see.
What are we getting from the Desert Treasure?
Desert Treasure? Oh my god! Oh no! Oh god! I don't believe this.
That's really unlucky. That's really unlucky, but that was a top tier game for. That was just perfect.
1 point. Jesus Christ. That was
short by just 1 point, and that's just super unlucky. He only needs
no.
Basically the only thing he needs is at least a 7-point gold, and he just gets a 6. That's quite unlucky.
That's the funny thing. The Brute is a card that needs to have the entire game being played in order for it to get buffed, right? In order to give you
Exactly.
some value. And he got the very, very basic and buffed version. Oh my god. MCM, he got the brute. He got the brute.
Eneren, welcome. That was really unlucky for you, but that was a perfect game to watch.
Oh my
Thank you guys for
God.
bringing the show. That was just perfect.
Both of you, congratulations. That was an amazing match. You were amazing, guys. Congratulations. Jesus Christ, 1 point. I still can't believe it. That was so close.
I mean,
No
that was so
maths
good.
were involved. It was just pure RNG. Whatever that treasure will give to Eneren, it will be either the win or the loss. And it was a loss for 1 point. Oh my God.
That was just crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. That was just crazy. Let's see. I think that's maybe the best highlight we will get from the tournament. That was just an insane matchup. Well done to both players. Danirai did great. He actually got the win with. He actually got the win with Townsfolk, which is really impressive. Eneren couldn't get through with that Monster Bros deck. Yeah, he says that Bros betrayed him.
Oh man.
Sad.
That's just 1 point. 1 freaking point.
Really unlucky. I thought they were
Oh
cool
my
bros. Apparently not, Eneren. Apparently not. You need to look for new bros other than them because they are obviously not reliable. If you are looking for new bros, I can suggest some new bros for you, which is Kingslayer. They are totally reliable. You will love them and they will never betray you. If you are looking for new bros, definitely go for Kingslayers. They will never disappoint. But yeah, GG to that Danirai and Eneren. Good luck with the rest of the tournament. I think with the lower brackets, you have a really decent chance. I mean, Danirai is a decent top 16 player, and you almost got him there. So I think you definitely have a good chance to be in the top side of tournament.
It was a really, really close game. Eneren, believe me, man, good luck to the lower brackets. I would like to see you play more. You played amazingly well. Danirai, of course, was awesome. He played as close as he could to perfection, especially in that townsfolk deck. It's not an easy deck to pilot. It's not an easy deck to use and play as efficiently as possible. And in the end, especially the last place in round 2 and the last place in round 3, oh my god, it was so close.
That was super fun to watch. Also, Eneren, thanks for reaching out to me to ask if I could cast the game. I felt super honored. I wanted to cast your previous game in the previous round. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but thanks for reaching out to me to cast this one. It was super fun, and I feel super lucky to be able to cast this one live. It was just super fun. I wish we had more time to prepare, then more than 30 seconds would be fine with me. But that was still so much fun.
No, man. It was well worth to have this on record and be able to cast it. It was an honor and a privilege to cast games like this.
Exactly.
I fully enjoy them so much.
Exactly. It was just perfect. It was perfect. It was mükemmel. It was perfecto. It's just perfect in every language that I know. But yeah.
And it seems like I'm gonna be working overtime tonight. I'm still uploading the video from Howls and Munch's game. I think it's already up there actually, and still have to upload today's video from the round 2 draft picks for all players because people asked for it. And now I need to do this as well as soon as possible because these were great games. I do feel they're gonna be very entertaining to watch.
I mean, again, thank you guys for including me and allowing me to cast this game. Tonight, I wasn't really happy with my English. It gave up on me so many times, but I still had so much fun. Hopefully next time I will improve. But again, in chat, everyone, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. Thanks to you. Thanks to players. Thanks to Mr. Podcast.
Everybody stay tuned. More matches are coming. We still have a lot of matches coming in from both the winners bracket and now the losers bracket. We're gonna be back we have a lot of content for you. So have a great week, and we'll catch up soon.
So let me just check someone to rate so I can go to sleep after that. It was actually super messy. I saw Eneren's message, and basically on this bed I had every single trash on my house, and I just threw them out of camera range. The preparing part for me for this stream was super quick. Also, it's Rashid's birthday, so let's go rate him and wish him happy birthday.
Okay, let's go.
Everyone, have a great night. Take care. For the ones are from the side of Australia, good morning instead. And see you all soon. It was so much fun. And have a great day or night.